Hello again, welcome to the Mystery Steamboat channel. If you're subscribed already, a big thumbs up to you. If you're not, there's a little subscribe button somewhere, there's a little bell for notifications. This is the next part of my Ask Me a Question. If you still want to ask me a question, put something in the comments down below. For those people who I have answered the question today, if you check in the description of the YouTube clip, there will be a link to their particular YouTube channel. So do feel free to check them out and see what they're up to in life and maybe subscribe to their channels. So on with the questions. James, who's at Everyone's a Critic. James is just a wonderful, wonderful chap, for want of a better word. A wonderful, wonderful chap. He's asked me what made me start a YouTube channel. Well, I kind of touched on it briefly in how I created my name, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put this one out of order, or if you've seen it. I'm not sure if I put it in this episode or the last episode, because I'm just rambling on there. I can't remember what I'm talking about now. But my channel was called Mystery Steamboat. Mystery Me, Steamboat, Mickey Connection, and the initials MS. And what I kind of hope to do with it is promote to people who have got MS to say this is what you can do, because I do know people who have got MS. Some of them I've subscribed to my channel, and it's one of those. I think it's like any condition. You only can appreciate the condition if you've got it, to realise the day-to-day challenges of it. And I know some people sort of take a negative outlook with MS. I don't. So I'm always trying to smile as best I can. And as I see it, if this channel can make one person with MS to think, you know what, I want to give that a go, then for me it's a job done, because I've inspired someone to do something positive. And it's not necessarily a YouTube channel, but it's kind of good to do a YouTube channel because it's an easy thing to do. You can do it sitting in your chair like I'm doing here, and you can talk about anything. Obviously my one is Disney with magic tricks and what else may appear. That MS person might think, you know what, I like sort of watching telly, watching movies. I'm just going to talk about movies, what I think of movies and telly. It's just, YouTube is a good thing, I think. I think it's a good thing. And what else was I going to say about that as well? Might have to edit this slightly now. What made me start that? It's what happens when I start talking too much. I sort of lose my thread while I was talking about. Oh, that was the other one, yeah. Because when we go on holiday, as you may have seen on my channel so far, most of my Florida videos are what has been called historical ones or classic ones. For me, it's just videos I recorded when I was in Florida, and in 2000, I can't remember when it is, they're on there anyway, but that year I did a lot of videoing on my camcorder. I think that it was just permanently attached to my head, and I did a bit of videoing after that, but then out came the invention of digital cameras, and that's my new thing. I've gone, I love the digital camera everything, because pre that it was cameras with a film, and yes, again, you used to take lots of pictures, but that was more pricey to get your films printed, because you had to print off every picture, and some pictures would be good, some would be not so good because they may have blurred. With digital cameras, you could pick and choose what pictures you want to print, should you want to print, or you can use it and make a slideshow. So I went down a whole digital camera route. This year we're going back to Florida, and I bought my wife a digital camera. She had a little one, but we bought her, I bought her a bigger one, and it's quite a good one, which we tested out last year in Stratford-on-Avon, comparing her camera to my little digital camera, and hers was just so much better than mine. I can't really use the camera because it's quite heavy for me. Although most people pick it up, it's quite light. It's sort of like a Canon. It's not a Canon one, but it's like a Canon Eon size one, like a digital SLR. It's not an SLR, but it's that size camera. So most people would deem it that's quite light. For me, it's not, because particularly in the heat affects my arms. They get a bit tired, and then it's quite hard for me to hold things up. So I kind of wanted to do something myself to add to our, documenting our holiday really. So what I did is I bought a GoPro, and that's what's videoing me now, a GoPro. And I bought 2 attachments with it. One is basically a little strap that goes to my wrist, so when I'm on my scooter like that, the GoPro will be up there videoing as I'm driving around. And the other one is, and you might have seen it on my little intro video, it's strapped to my head. My mum says look, I might wall in it. I might do, but it's strapped to my head. When you take it off, it leaves a little mark there, and my wife says, oh look, I look like a Klingon because I've got a little mark there. So I don't know how good those videos are coming out, because I do try and record. I've been having a few practice recordings with it, but obviously in the scooter it's a bit like that, and it might be a little bit like that. So I do hope that when you watch those videos you see if they're a little bit bouncy, a little bit woo over the place, it's because I'm doing it on my arm and that's moving a bit, or my head's moving about a little bit. But it is what it is, and that's how I'm going to video from now on, either on my head or on my arm. But the thought of doing a video this year in Florida is really, really exciting for me, to be honest, because I do love video. I do love it. Right, the next question is from Linda's House of Chill 2. She must live in a cold house if it's a chilling house. Because I'm with the kids with do they do it like that? I don't know. But anyway, she's asked me, what are your favourite type of YouTube videos to watch? Now that's interesting, because I don't know if I have a particular type. I just every now and then go through like a YouTube phase of like, let's see what I can find. Because I do watch a lot of telly, and to a point YouTube I look on my laptop, but I'm trying to now get out of going on my laptop of an evening, because I'm getting a bit more tired of an evening typing, like I work during the day from home. So if I do YouTube, it's on my phone, and it is kind of like, it just depends. At the minute, it has to be said, because Florida's coming, I'm looking at more Florida type videos, and they could be from different vloggers, which some of you have subscribed to my channel. I do look at your videos. Sometimes I'm looking at videos made by the actual venue. They sometimes post little like promo videos to see what it's like. Sometimes the YouTube, I think it's from YouTube. I'm not sure. No, it's not on YouTube, because they have like live cams. That's not a YouTube thing, I don't think, is it? So it does depend, but then sometimes I just start looking for other stuff. Sometimes if I hear that, say, like there's been a Q&A session from a celebrity, then I see if I can find that on YouTube, because last year Buzz Aldrin come over here, second man to walk on the moon. Remember that? It's always a quiz question. Everyone knows the first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Yeah, you probably knew that one. But a good quiz question is, who's the second man to walk on the moon? And that's Buzz Aldrin. Another question could be, who's the third person in the Apollo, that Apollo mission? Is it Apollo 9 or 11? I always get confused with the numbers on that one. But the moon landing mission, who is the third one in that mission? Because there's Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and there's one other one. And he basically he never went to the moon, I don't think. But that's Michael Collins. So you've learnt 3 things there. But anyway, he came over and he did a Q&A in London at the Natural History Museum, which I couldn't get to. And it was hosted by Brian Cox. Brian, again, the British people may know Brian. The American or the worldwide people might not know Brian. But again, he may be on YouTube. He's an astronomer. And the way he talks with such passion. I can't imitate him because he talks with such passion. Now, pre-Brian Cox, the man who was the guru of astronomy in England, and to a point the world, I think, was Patrick Moore, or Sir Patrick Moore. I'm sure he was knighted as well. He unfortunately died a year or 2 ago. But when they did the moon landings, Patrick was so, knowledgeable on the moon. They did, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think NASA used him and his knowledge to help him with stuff, because he just knew everything about the moon. I think there might have been some sort of thing to try and get one of the craters named after Patrick, and I think they really should. It just, again, there's probably stuff on YouTube of Patrick Moore, because he goes back to probably the 50s when he was doing the Sky at Night, or the 60s, but yeah, you should check him out, he's really, really good. But yeah, Brian Cox, anyway, did an interview with Buzz Aldrin. I couldn't get to it, but that did appear on YouTube, so I watched that, a question and answer with that. So it will depend, but at the minute, because of this YouTube thing that I'm now doing, I'm discovering channels that, to be honest, I would never have dreamed of looking for, and I can't name them all. I'm sort of creating now a little playlist of videos that I liked of other vloggers, and that will increase as I start watching more, because there was one on there, and it's like, anyone who knows me knows I love ice cream. I love ice cream, and one of the channels, I think she did a thing on how to make banana ice cream. Will I make banana ice cream? I don't know, I'm not really a good cook, and although it's not a lot of cooking involved in ice cream making, it's still a challenge. I think we may have an ice cream maker, so that will make it easier. So I think to myself, well, would I buy it and make it and it's good, or would I just buy it from a supermarket and it's in a tub ready to be eaten? I did years and years ago, I must admit, I did make ice cream, but I think I did it all wrong, because it took hours to make it all. When I took it out, I poured it in a pot, and I literally had about that much, and then I put in way too much vanilla extract, and it was just like, this is horrible. So that's probably what scared me away from making my own ice cream there. But that's what I'm loving about YouTube at the minute. I'm just finding new channels, and it's opening my eyes up to what else is out there, what people are doing in their lives that could inspire me to try and do something. And this is what this Q&A did. This is sort of kind of inspired. I don't understand how I nicked it, but Samantha, you said you was doing a Q&A, and I said that's a really cool idea, and I think everyone should do a Q&A, not just talking about their passion, just talking about anything, any question that someone wants to put to you. It's a really good thing. You get to learn about me, the YouTuber, not just what I'm putting on my YouTube channel. So, it just depends. It's what mood I'm in, what I'm going to look for. Sometimes I look for, comedians and look for jokes. I do love jokes. If you're on Twitter, you've probably been seeing me posting little puns every now and then. Last year, when I was on Facebook, I'm still on Facebook, but I'm not doing it as much now. But last year, it was my challenge to do a joke a day, and I did. And it was getting me so many likes. So many people were saying to my wife, because my wife works in the local supermarket, and they were saying to her, your husband is so funny. It's like, yeah, I probably am, but I'm not, but I am. But it was a challenge to try and find a joke a day. And the reason why I like puns is because they're short. So the shorter the joke, the easier it is to remember. So I have trouble remembering stuff anyway, but is it an MS thing or is it a man thing? I don't know. But if you do a long joke, by the time you get to the punchline, you've probably forgotten the punchline to tell that joke to someone else. If you've got a small joke, you can remember that joke to tell it. Because the one that sticks in my head the most is a joke from Stuart Francis. Now, if you're British, you might think Stuart Francis, wasn't he on Cracker Jack? Stu Francis, ooh, I could crush a grape. That's not him. Stuart Francis is a Canadian comedian. He pops up on British telly every now and then on Mock the Week, but I've got a few of his DVDs. He does lots of puns. Tim Vine does lots of puns, just one-liners. Tim Vine is a British comedian as well. Look at him on YouTube, very funny. But you can do pun after pun after pun after pun, and every now and then you're going to laugh at one, because they just come bang, 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 bang. And the first four you might like, then all of a sudden, that was a funny one. And the funniest joke that the funniest joke that Stuart Francis does, which I love so much, and I told this to the vicar when we got married, a number of years ago, and he was laughing. I said, use that in one of your sermons because it is such, and he said it's such a funny joke. It is. So the joke is, what is it about frisbees that the closer they get to you, the bigger they seem? And then, boom, then it hit me. Boom. You're either laughing or you're not, but that one it's a funny joke for me. It's a funny joke. I'm going to have to think of some more puns. I can't think of any off the top of my head. There is one joke, but I'm not going to say it now because I'm going to say it on Sheila's questions when she said, how did I meet my wife? Because I wanted to add a joke, and I remembered that one because it's a small joke. I remembered it. That's going to be in her question answer. Keep an eye out for that one, Sheila. So that's my answer to that one. A long-winded answer there, but no particular, say, favourite type of YouTube videos I watch. It just depends on the mood I'm in. But say I'm just loving the people I'm looking at the minute, the people I'm following at the minute. I'm loving your stuff. I'm not going to fess. I'm looking at every one of your videos, but I'm looking at some of your videos, and it's like sometimes they jump out. Like there was one I looked at, and it was makeup for girls. Now, I'm not a girl. I don't wear makeup, but it was just fascinating watching that process of someone applying this makeup to look like a mermaid. It's like, that's really cool. So I'm not sure if I put that in my YouTube channel thing or not, but I should do, because if any of my followers, YouTube followers or Twitter followers are girls, you might think that's really cool. I could do that. Or if they've got kids, I could do that with my kids. I'm just loving YouTube. Should have done this years ago. Well, that's it for today. There will be some more Ask Me a Questions coming up, so do keep an eye out for those. If you still want to ask me a question, say just put a little question at the bottom of the comments box here, and do check out the description for the people who have contributed towards this little particular vlog, and check out their channels. So we'll see you soon.